Hey guys, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm Paul. A lot of people call me Paulie, so hence the name of the channel. I thought I'd do a video on how I made a cobblestone road for this T34, which was part of a group build I was in the summer of 2021. I can show you the road. There it is. Can you see that good? Yep, there we go. It's actually a fairly simple way I did it. And I'm doing the video only because a friend of mine has been bugging me for about the last year to make a video on how I made it. So let's go back to the summer of 2021. I had the honor and the privilege to be invited into a group build by Greg Riley. For those of you who don't know who Greg is, he is an outstanding modeler. He lives over in the UK and England, and his channel was one of the first ones I came across when I got back into armor in 2017. Because up to that point, the last armor kit I built was either in 2001 or 2002. It was a Tamiya Panzer IV. And in the 15, 16 years in between, all I had done is paint figures, historical miniatures. So I didn't really pay attention to any new armor releases, manufacturers, aftermarket stuff, anything like that. So when I got back into armor, I wanted to, kind of refresh myself on weathering and putting kits together and things like that. So, as I said, Greg's channel was one of the first ones I found. So I started watching his videos, and I got a hell of a lot of inspiration, and I learned a lot just from the first few. Like I said, Greg's an outstanding modeler, and he's a really nice guy. And he's got a lot of my admiration. Hi, Riley. My dog came to visit. Over time, Greg and I became friends, and he's been a good friend. He's a genuine great guy, and yeah, he's been a great inspiration. So he invited me into this group build. There was himself, Gavin Booth, Steve Jones, Ian Aiken, military modeler Paul, Rob from Rims Models, and myself. And if I'm forgetting anybody, I sincerely apologize. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great banter back and forth. All of them are outstanding modelers, figure painters, mini painters. I think they cover just about every base in the hobby. If you like your scratch building and your super detailing, go check out Steve Jones. I'll put links to their channels below. Steve is an amazing modeler, and his attention to detail, his super detailing, and his scratch building it just blows me away. So anyway, yeah, the group build's going on. I was a bit late to the build part of it because I just ordered the Ryefield T34 after watching Greg's unboxing of it. Speaking of which, Greg, my friend, I gotta stop watching your unboxings because to date, I think it's 3, 4, or 5 kits that I've bought after watching your unboxings. The T34, the Ryefield Sturm Tiger, the Meg Yag Panther, and I think, and I meant to go back and look at your older videos, but I forgot, the Mang Sherman and the Ryefield Easy 8. So it's 3 or 4 or 5 kits that I've bought, and my bank account thanks you very much, my friend. So anyway, like I said, the group build's going on. They're all great guys. It was a lot of fun, like I said. And I finally finished the T34. And I was thinking of a way to, display it, because I like to put my armor on bases with a figure or two, some groundwork. I don't do big dioramas anymore. I just don't have any room for them. So I thought something simple like cobblestone road. So I looked at some aftermarket stuff, and I wasn't really impressed with any of it. So I thought, what the hell, I'll make my own. In this video, I'm going to show you how I did it. Before I go any further, I want to thank somebody. Jeff Donahue. He is a fantastic modeler. He lives in Colorado, I think. And I've been a fan of his channel pretty much since he started it. Jeff's a great guy. We don't know each other at all. when I first set up my YouTube channel, I ended up watching, I think it was part 4 of Jeff's build of a World War I Canadian armored machine gun carrier. Go check it out. I'll put a link to his channel below, and links to the guys I was in the group build with as well. Jeff did a fantastic job on that machine gun carrier. So I commented on him, you know, just thanking him for showing a little piece of Canadian military history, a bit of love. And Jeff replied back, you know, thanking me for my comment. I went back to YouTube later, and there was a notification. Jeff Donahue has subscribed to your channel. Well, I didn't even have any videos up yet, so that meant a lot. So thanks very much, Jeff. Keep up the great work, man. I love your channel. So getting back to the cobblestone road, I used it for the Yag Panther as well, the Meng kit. Another excellent kit, my first Meng kit, and certainly not my last. So there's the road I made for this. The same technique that I used for the one for the T-34. There we go. Let me get this out of the way. So anybody, any armor modeler who does dioramas or vignettes has some of these plaster bricks. These ones are for Linden, and I think these ones and the cobblestones are custom dioramics. I've had them since the 90s. I've got all kinds of them. So what I ended up doing was making a section of cobblestone road and making a mold of it and casting it. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I forgot to put a fresh battery in my camera. So what I did is I taped a straight rule down. You can use anything with a straight edge. I just use a piece of Lexan because the silicone won't stick to it. So all I did was took a brush, which I didn't have ready, sorry. Where the hell did it go? We'll use this one. God damn it. Sorry. Some regular PVA. Just laying it thin. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough for the brick to stick. And you just start laying the bricks out. Your most important row, or rows, is your first one and your last one. Thing I like about the plaster bricks is you can, you know, put some worn spots on them, some broken spots. You can mix it up. You can put some cobblestone in, another brick, you know, if you want to damage it up a little bit. You don't have to be too perfect. Go look at pictures of cobblestone roads. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some are made of brick, some are made of cobblestone, some are made of fieldstone, some are made of slate, some are made of gravel. They were whatever they had in the village where they built them. So just put your bricks down, mix it up, put a cobblestone in if you want. I just sand it to make it kind of even because these are a bit thicker than the bricks. And you just keep going. You can make it as imperfect or as perfect as you like. It's your road. Nobody can tell you you're wrong. Anyway, you get the idea. I wouldn't make it any more or any wider than about 5 inches. And I made 10 rows on this one here. I went ahead and made this one, I don't know, about a week ago. Oops. I wouldn't really make it that much bigger than this because it's going to be such a thin mold, or a thin casting. When you take it out of the mold, there's a higher chance of it breaking if it's bigger. So this one's the perfect size. It's a bit bigger than the original one I made. Okay, I'm back. Once you get to this point where you have your road laid out, your section of road laid out, you need to make a frame for the mold. I use Legos. I've had this container of Legos since probably, I don't know, 97, 98 when I first started making molds of stuff. You can use Lexan, you can use sheet styrene, you can use whatever works for you. Silicone rubber won't stick to most things, so use whatever works for you. So I went ahead and made a mold frame. Doesn't need to be too big. Yeah, about that size should work. Okay. I've got it held in place by some blue tack. You want to try and get it as even around the mold as you can. So the next step is making your mold. This is a silicone rubber that I use. Moldstar 20T. I get it from Sculpture Supply Canada up in Toronto. It's a very forgiving rubber. A lot of silicones you have to be exact with your weight or your volume mix or it won't cure right. This stuff is very forgiving. If you mix it one part too much, it'll be a softer mold. If you mix it one part too much with the other part, it's just a harder mold, that's all. So I've already mixed up some. Mix it thoroughly. Always read the instructions too. Some silicones you buy need a mold release. This stuff doesn't. So it's really, really good rubber. It's about 39 bucks for both, which isn't bad compared to some of the rubbers I've used in the past. So yeah, just pour it in. I might not have made enough. Yeah, that should be okay. Don't worry about any air bubbles. They'll come out anyway. I don't have a degasser vacuum chamber, so if you don't worry about it. I didn't make enough, but that's okay. So once that's done, just let it sit aside for about, I'll get a good mold in about 4 hours. So read the instructions on your silicone. Some take a lot longer, some take, you know, an hour. It just depends on what kind of rubber you use. So there you go. Just let it sit for about 4 hours, then you can demold it, and we can go on to the next step. Hey guys, I'm back. Actually, it's the next day. I was going to film this part last night, but my thumb and my wrist were acting up, and I decided to drink instead. So the mold we poured yesterday is nice and ready to be demolded. Well, I already took the Legos off, so just peel it up around the edges. You don't have to be too gentle. And any of the bricks that stick, just pick them out. He said. Easier than they were last time. Don't worry about the red, that's just the dust off the bricks. It's not going to affect the mold at all. This one's stuck a lot worse than the last one I made. Oh well. Anyway, don't need that anymore. So, that's the very first mold I made. And this one, I made a casting of this and made a mold out of it. So, what I make the mix out of is just plaster, and I've got some grout in there, probably 2 to 1. Plaster to grout. Grout gives it a little bit of strength because the plaster on its own, when you're making a casting that thin's really brittle. So I forgot to get some water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back again. While I was off camera, I mixed up the plaster grout mix. That's kind of the consistency you want. Let's see, where are we here? There we go. Like pancake batter almost. And I cleaned up the mold a little bit. You get a bit of flash on it if you use Legos. So this is the messy part, but not that bad. Just pour it in. Don't completely fill it because you're going to spread it out. Now you can use hydrocal, you can use plaster, you can use polyfilla, anything like that. Doesn't have to be plaster. It's whatever you got that works. And just spread it out. Getting all the little nooks and crannies. It doesn't have to be perfectly flat on the bottom. You're going to sand it anyways. Then I'm going to, part 2, I'm going to show you how to prep these. Lay them out for a road and paint it and weather it. Shit. See, wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Should have taken my brace off. So, accidents happen. Nothing that can't be fixed. This one's being a little bit of a bugger. It'll start to settle down on its own after, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Then you can go back in and smooth it over. That's it. Like I said, it's messy, but you can clean this plaster up pretty easy. Yeah, so I'd let these sit for at least 24 hours before you try to unmold them, because it is such a thin cast that any sooner you probably crack it in half. I was going to cast them up last night and show you how to unmold it from the mold. There's a way to do it and a way not to do it. What I'll do is the next part, I will unmold one of these. So that's it for me tonight, guys. I'll be back with part 2 of this, hopefully by the end of the week. It's the 22nd of January today. Hopefully by next weekend I'll have something up for you. So we'll see you then. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe. Hey guys, I'm back. Just a quick little video. I ran into a bit of a problem earlier. I noticed that the molds, well, these two, started to kind of bow up at the ends. I don't know if it's the rubber starting to go off. I've had it for that batch for about 2 years. It does have a shelf life, but I keep it in a cool spot. So I'm not too sure. Maybe somebody out there smarter than me can explain why it was doing that. So all I did was took a piece of wax paper, put it down on the mold, piece of Lexan, and then put some weight on it. You don't need too much. I use this for cleaning my brushes, my acrylics. And I just left it there. That was about 2 hours ago. They seem to be okay for now. I'm going to leave them overnight with the weight on them just to be safe. So yeah, that's it. That's my first YouTube video. Let me know what you think. Earlier, I was watching Plastic Monkey, Paul, his build of his Hurricane. I think it was part 3 or 4. And he said something that rang pretty true. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said sometimes you tend to think too far ahead or think too much. I think that's what happened to me when I was filming this video. There was a couple of times where my mind would just completely blank and I forgot what I was talking about. I think I was thinking too far ahead, what I was going to be doing next and how I was going to explain everything. And by the way, Paul, you're doing a great job on that Hurricane. And I hope Sue's feeling better, by the way. So yeah, let me know what you think. Should I keep making YouTube videos or should I just hang it up and never make another fucking video ever again? Anyway, it's Sunday night. It's, what time is it? 10 o'clock. I'm not going to have time to edit. Hi, Riley. I'm not going to have time to edit the videos and upload it. I'll probably do that Monday or Tuesday and hopefully get it up on YouTube by Wednesday. So, thanks for watching. Everybody out there take care and stay safe, and we'll see you soon.